countdown to NFL Draft, Packers engage in trade talks and latest mock drafts. With just 6 days remaining until the Green Bay Packers are on the clock with the 25th overall pick, anticipation is high as speculation swirls about potential trade maneuvers. Here's a roundup of the latest mock drafts. In a nostalgic twist, reminiscent of bygone draft parties at Lambeau Field, the Packers find themselves contemplating trading out of their first-round pick, sparking intrigue among fans and pundits alike. Pro Football Network, PFN, presents a scenario where the Packers strike a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders, relinquishing their number 25 pick in exchange for a bundle of selections. This proposed trade would see the Packers acquiring picks in the second and fourth rounds of the current draft, number 44 and number 112, along with a third-round pick in the 2025 draft. The potential haul includes a promising array of talent across multiple positions, providing the Packers with ample ammunition to fortify their roster depth. Meanwhile, NFL.com offers another trade scenario, envisioning the Packers engaging with the Jacksonville Jaguars to exchange their first-round pick for selections in the second round, number 40 and number 48. Amidst the flurry of trade activity, the Packers find themselves positioned to make a significant impact with an array of draft picks, potentially addressing multiple key needs across various positions. Sports Illustrated presents a different perspective, advocating for the selection of Alabama offensive tackle J.C. Latham with the 25th overall pick. Recognizing the void left by the departure of David Bakhtiari, Latham emerges as a compelling choice to fortify the Packers' offensive line, providing crucial protection for quarterback Jordan Love. Athlon's 7-round mock draft underscores the Packers' need for versatile linemen, highlighting Duke's Graham Barton as a potential solution to bolster depth and flexibility within the team's offensive line unit. CBS Sports, in their comprehensive 7-round mock draft, proposes Clemson cornerback Nate Wiggins as the Packers' first-round selection. With impressive physical attributes and a track record of on-field performance, Wiggins offers a tantalizing prospect to reinforce the Packers' secondary. The Athletic advocates for Iowa's Cooper Dejon, a dynamic defensive back with the versatility to excel in multiple roles within the Packers' defensive scheme. Similarly, Packers Wire favors Dejon, emphasizing his playmaking ability and potential impact on the team's defensive unit. Fox Sports takes a bold approach with the selection of Illinois defensive tackle Johnny Newton in the first round, citing his prowess as a disruptive force along the defensive line and his compatibility with the Packers' defensive scheme under new coordinator Jeff Hafley. As the countdown to the NFL Draft ticks away, the Packers find themselves at a crossroads, weighing trade opportunities and evaluating prospects to fortify their roster for the challenges ahead. With a plethora of options on the table, the draft promises to be a pivotal moment in shaping the Packers' future success on the gridiron. The Green Bay Packers, guided by the strategic vision of General Manager Brian Gutekunst, are already executing plans to fortify their offensive line in preparation for the impending 2024 NFL Draft. With just a week remaining until the draft, Gutekunst is moving swiftly to infuse the team's lineup with enhanced competitiveness and depth. In a recent announcement issued on Thursday, the Packers unveiled the acquisition of seasoned tackle Andre Dillard. Dillard, originally selected in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles, brings a wealth of experience and specialized skill to bolster the Packers' offensive line. Gutekunst had previously emphasized his commitment to intensifying internal competition within the team during the offseason, and the addition of Dillard squarely aligns with this overarching strategy. The Packers are placing their bet on serving as a revitalizing platform for Dillard's professional trajectory. Despite commencing 10 games for the Tennessee Titans in the preceding season, Dillard's tenure with the team was abruptly curtailed after only 1 year into his originally contracted 3-year deal. His departure followed a challenging season where he led the NFL in sacks allowed, conceding a total of 12. Dillard encountered adversity, facing multiple sacks in 4 starting appearances, and finding himself relegated to the bench on 2 occasions due to performance struggles, only to be reinstated to the field due to injuries plaguing the team. While the Packers maintain readiness to explore the wealth of talent available in the impending draft, the inclusion of Dillard, towering at an imposing 6 feet 5 inches and weighing in at 315 pounds, introduces a fusion of athleticism and untapped potential. Despite recent setbacks, Dillard's athletic prowess was unmistakably evident in his ascent to becoming a first-round draft pick. At the very least, Dillard's presence promises to furnish much-needed depth to a Packers offensive line that has been somewhat depleted, particularly in the wake of David Bakhtiari's departure earlier in the spring. Despite encountering formidable challenges, Dillard has consistently showcased durability throughout his professional career, participating in a minimum of 15 games in 3 out of his 4 seasons in the league. This resilience, coupled with his extensive experience, renders him a prized asset for the Packers' offensive arsenal as they gear up to confront the rigors of the forthcoming season. According to recent reports from NFL Network, the Green Bay Packers have officially solidified a contractual agreement with Andre Dillard, marking his transition to his 3rd team within the span of as many years. This significant move comes subsequent to Dillard's single-season stint with the Tennessee Titans following his tenure with the Philadelphia Eagles, who initially drafted him in the 1st round back in 2019. Dillard's odyssey to Green Bay commenced amidst high expectations in Philadelphia, where he was heralded as a first-round selection. However, his tenure with the Eagles was marred by inconsistency and tribulations, particularly during his rookie campaign. Despite occasional glimpses of promise, Dillard grappled with wavering confidence and the exacting demands inherent in the NFL. Following his initial tenure with the Eagles, Dillard sought a fresh beginning with the Titans, inking a lucrative 3-year deal valued at potentially $29 million. Nonetheless, his stint in Tennessee was overshadowed by underwhelming performances, as evidenced by his lackluster pass-blocking statistics. During his final season with the Titans, Dillard's struggles culminated in his premature release, with 2 years still remaining on his contractual obligation. Throughout his NFL journey, Dillard has predominantly occupied the left tackle position, a role fraught with substantial challenges. In his rookie year, he succumbed to a notable volume of pressures, indicative of his struggles in acclimating to the velocity and intensity synonymous with professional football. Despite exhibiting signs of improvement in subsequent seasons, including diminished pressure rates, Dillard ultimately found himself relegated to a backup role owing to the emergence of other formidable players. With his arrival in Green Bay, Dillard is anticipated to furnish supplementary depth at the left tackle position, providing backup support for projected starter Rashee Walker. However, his capacity to make substantial contributions may be constrained by the team's existing roster dynamics and his own positional limitations. Nevertheless, Dillard's inherent talent and latent potential persist, affording him the opportunity to redefine his narrative within a fresh environment alongside the Packers. Will Cooper Dejon be available for Packers? Here's Draft Odds Insight. Below are the draft projections for several potential players of interest to the Green Bay Packers in the 1st and 2nd rounds of the 2024 NFL Draft. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Among the favored NFL draft prospects for the Green Bay Packers this year stands Iowa defensive back Cooper Dejon. The enthusiasm surrounding Dejon is understandable. Primarily, he's an outstanding player. In 2023, he clinched the Big Ten's Tatum Woodson Award for the conference's top defensive back and secured the Rogers-Dwight Award as the top returner. Despite a decline in interceptions from 5 to 2, his 2023 performance reflected a 43.5% completion rate, according to Pro Football Focus. Additionally, he boasts remarkable athleticism. Standing at 6 foot 1/2 and weighing 203 pounds, He boasts a 4.44 speed and a 38.5-inch vertical leap. Dejon possesses an exceptional blend of size and athleticism. His relative athletic score reaches 9.85 when assessed as a cornerback, but drops slightly to 9.49 when considered as a strong safety due to his relatively lighter weight for the position. Dejon could address any defensive gaps in Jeff Hafley's scheme. Regarded as one of the premier cornerbacks in the draft, he also has potential to excel at safety. A notable scout suggested before free agency that the ideal scenario for the Packers at safety would involve signing Xavier McKinney and drafting Dejon. The looming question remains whether Dejon will still be available when the Packers make their selection at number 25. According to FanDuel Sportsbook, the over-under for his draft position is set at 22.5. He holds the third shortest odds to be the top cornerback drafted, trailing behind Quinyon Mitchell of Toledo and Terrion Arnold of Alabama. However, Dejon isn't the sole prospect drawing interest from the Packers. They're in dire need of offensive line support, whether at tackle or on the interior. In truth, a strengthening of every defensive position is warranted. Here are additional draft projections from FanDuel, DraftKings, and Circa. Georgia OT Amarius Mims, over-under at 22.5. Penn State edge Chop Robinson, over-under at 26.5. Clemson CB Nate Wiggins, over-under at 26.5. Alabama CB Kool-Aid McKinstry, over-under at 28.5. Oklahoma OT Tyler Guyton, over-under at 29.5. Missouri edge Darius Robinson, over-under at 29.5. Oregon C. Jackson Powers Johnson, over-under at 30.5. Minnesota S. Tyler Nubin, over-under at 32.5. NC State LB Peyton Wilson, over-under at 41.5. Missouri CB Ennis Rakestraw, over-under at 48.5. Texas A&M LB Jaron Cooper, over-under at 54.5. Texas RB Jonathan Brooks, over-under at 56.5. Florida State RB Trey Benson, over-under at 63.5. Wisconsin RB Braylon Allen, over-under at 87.5. Huber Mock Draft, responding to O-line bombshell.